Yo, what is going on YouTube? Devour here. Today we are going over the top 5 best class setups to be using inside Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Now these class setups will work in domination, hardpoint, team deathmatch, search and destroy, wherever you need it to work inside Modern Warfare 2. To make sure you're not wasting any time, this entire video is time coded. So if there's just a specific class that you want to skip to, please skip ahead to whatever you need, get in, get out, and have a great rest of your day. As you guys can see, first up we do have the M4 assault rifle. This thing is just absolutely insane. As you guys can see, it's taking like literally 2-3 shots. The hip fire is like a submachine gun hip fire. In my mind, undoubtedly the M4 is the best gun in the game right now, just because it can do everything. You could build it like a submachine gun and it could be the best submachine gun. You could build it like an assault rifle, it could be the best assault rifle, or you could go for the build that we kind of have right now, and it is literally a do-it-all weapon at all ranges. All right, so hopping right to the class setup on the M4, we got the X10 grip, the rear grip. That's going to give sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed, and then we're going to tune that to maximize the aim down sight speed and to maximize the sprint to fire speed. Then we got the Tempest P80 strike stock. We go into that bad boy. It gives you sprint speed, aim walking speed, crouch movement speed, and aim down sight speed. And then we're going to tune it for even more aim down sight speed. I don't touch the bottom one, but if you want to be able to ADS walk really fast, you could turn it all the way towards the ADS walking speed if you want. Then we got the Cronin Mini Red Dot. I do this on a lot of my best class setups. It helps out a ton. You set the eye position all the way to far, and it gives you practically zero visual recoil. This helps with hitting a lot more shots than, like, it helps a lot more than people will give it credit for. But the Cronin Mini Red Dot makes a huge difference. The F-Tac Ripper 56 for hip fire accuracy, recoil stabilization, and aiming stability. And then we're going to tune it all the way up for recoil stabilization. I leave the bottom one completely empty. And then we got the High Tower 20-inch barrel. We're going to tune that to maximize damage range and recoil steadiness. It gives bullet velocity, damage range, recoil control, and hip fire accuracy. That's why you see how insanely accurate the hip fires on this M4 is. All right, moving into our next gun, guys, we have the PDSW 528. I hope I said that correctly. It's a very long gun name. When this game first dropped, the PDSW definitely was not a top 5 worthy submachine gun, but now after season 1 they gave it a huge buff to like the sprint to fire, the damage range, and I believe that the class setup that we have on here is just absolutely insane. This barrel gives damage range and it also gives movement speed, so you can see how fluid our movement is. Our sprint to fire speed is just absolutely insane on this gun. A true running gun, like best friend gun right here, because you got 50 bullets as well, so that's a lot for submachine guns. We got the Bruin Q900 grip on there for sprint to fire and aim down sight speed. We're gonna maximize it for sprint to fire and aim down sight speed. We got the TV Tacticom for sprint to fire and aim down sight speed. We're gonna maximize that for aim down sight speed and recoil stabilization on top. Then we got the CQB stock. This is going to give sprint speed, aim down sight speed, and crouch movement speed as well. Then we're going to tune that for aim walking speed and aim down sight speed. So as you can see, this gun is like literally insane. It's so turnt right now, guys. It's like super running gun, amazing feels inside respawn. Cronin Mini Red Dot, set it all the way to far. Again, it's going to give you like zero visual recoil. It's super important. I do it in a lot of my classes. And the Piece de Resistance, the best attachment, the F-Tac Series IX 14.5 barrel, damage range, hip fire accuracy, movement speed, and bullet velocity. And then we're going to tune it for maximum damage range and for maximum recoil steadiness. And if you saw the clips I was getting with this gun is insane. I promise you, this is a sleeper of the top 5. You need to try this one. All right, and then up next we have the AK-74U. Now this is actually an assault rifle, but I want to say it's probably just like the perfect hybrid, because it does have assault rifle damage range, the AK-74U, but it also has the mobility of a submachine gun, which is why you'll see a lot of people pull this gun out. That was an insane throwing knife. You can't let that happen to you, ZE_llama. Like, just absolutely, like, you cannot let that happen to you, my boy. But yeah, the AK-74U, guys, I'm sure you guys have been dying to this gun nonstop. The biggest tip that I see with some people building their 74U wrong is just do not use a barrel. All the barrels take away damage range and like bullet velocity and stuff like that to give you more movement speed, but you don't want to take away any of the damage range on the 74U. If anything, you want to give it more damage range or just keep it the way it is, because AK-74U with no attachments is completely insane. So when you put attachments on this gun, you want to just make the ADS faster. You just want to make the recoil a little bit better. You're just helping to make the genuine gun just a little bit better, because even with no attachments, the Kastov-742 is actually insane. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So we'll hop into the true tack grip, guys. That's gonna give sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed, and we'll go into the tuning for that. We're gonna maximize the tuning for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed as well. That's kind of like our usual go-to thing. We got the Markov R7 stock on there for crouch movement speed, sprint speed, and aim down sight speed. It takes away a little bit of recoil control, but we're gonna get all that back, so don't even worry about it. And then I only tune the left one all the way down for aim down sight speed. I leave the aim walking speed and the aiming idle stability the way it is. The FSS Olay laser, if I'm ever gonna use a laser, I think this is the best laser in the game, in my opinion, guys. It gives you sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. It literally just makes your gun like crazy different, and that give you like insane handles. Then we got the X10 Havoc 90 for recoil control and vertical recoil control. It's really important that you tune this bad boy, because when you tune it all the way for gun kick control and recoil stabilization, it really does make this gun just an absolute beamer. And then lastly, we have the Lachmannn Precision 40 grip for hip fire accuracy, recoil steadiness, and aim walking steadiness. And then I'm actually not gonna tune it at all. I'm just gonna leave it exactly the way it is. And like I said, the 74U is insane with no attachments. So when you're building your 74U, start from the ground up and then just add on stuff that helps you make it a little bit better for you. And then up next, we have the counterpart to the AK-74U. This is the Vaznev. I don't like putting a suppressor on my 74U because it seems like it makes my 74U just way too slow and unmanageable. But on the Vaznev, I can have a suppressor on it and I don't need to put a barrel on it. And then it gives me basically the same damage range as an AK-74U, but now I'm suppressed. And it shoots a little bit faster, so I'd say probably a little bit better with gunfights that are up close as well. Obviously, the 74U is going to excel at those long-range distant battles better than the Vaznev is. But if you want a silent submachine gun to just run around and gun people and cause maximum havoc, the Vaznev-9K, this class setup is for you. So in the true tack grip, it gives sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. We're going to tune that all the way for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. The Markev R7 stock once again. Again, we're going to tune that all the way down for aim down sight speed. And then I'm just not going to touch the aim walking speed or the aiming idle stability. I noticed that it messes up the aiming idle stability a little bit too much, so I just leave it the way it is. I don't want to mess with it. And then the Cronin Mini Red Dot, again, we set that to far. It's going to give you practically zero visual recoil. That is why we put the Cronin Mini Red Dot on a lot of our guns. It gives you much less visual recoil. It helps you like win gunfights and be more accurate more consistently. In my opinion, it helps out a ton. Then we got the X10 RR barrel for bullet velocity, damage range, recoil smoothness, and sound suppression. We're gonna tune that for maximum bullet velocity and maximum recoil smoothness as well. And then our very last attachment is just the 45 round mag. That is actually optional. If you don't put that on there, then you can really fly around the map. But I like having extra bullets, and I like being able to kill more people without having to reload as much as possible. All right, now moving into our last gun on the top 5. And then I also have one special honorable mention for you guys as well, because you know we gotta set the homies up for success. We got the STB, guys. Now the STB, in my opinion, at the start of Modern Warfare 2 was the best gun, but when Season 1 dropped, they nerfed the STB a little bit and they buffed the M4 a little bit. So I do think that the M4 is slightly better than the STB, but they're both definitely top dogs when it comes to the assault rifle time to kills, especially when you're talking like short, medium, and long range. When you're killing people at all ranges, the STB is an insane do-it-all gun. Hopping right to the class setup, we got the Bruin Q900 grip for sprint to fire and aim down sight speed. In the tuning, we're going to maximize that for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. You already know. We got the FTAC C11 riser. This is going to give us sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. In the tuning for it, we're going to maximize it for recoil stabilization and aim down sight speed. And then the Cronin Mini Red Dot, of course, you already know what we're doing, guys. We tune that all the way over to far. Again, it gives you like zero visual recoil. It makes such a huge difference on pretty much any gun you put it on. If you have not tried that trick out yet, please try it out, and then when it works, let me know in the comments down below. The F-Tac Ripper 56, we're gonna tune that all the way up for recoil stabilization. And then lastly, we have the 18-inch Bruin Gorilla barrel. We're gonna tune that all the way over for damage range and all the way up for recoil steadiness. I had to accidentally change the barrel, so it took off my tuning on it, but this is the tuning that I use on my STB. And lastly, we have an honorable mention. It was in the last top 5. Unfortunately, he didn't get to make it into this one. So up first, we got the Lachmannn TCG10 grip. It's gonna give recoil control. We're gonna tune that for maximum sprint to fire speed and recoil steadiness. Then we got the LM stockless mod. This attachment right here is so important because it maximizes your movement speed and it maximizes your sprint to fire speed so much. It does give you a lot of recoil, but all the attachments we put on after that, the stock right there, fights off all that recoil, and then it allows us to have the best movement in the game as far as running and gutting people down goes. Then we have the Lockwood precision grip under barrel as well. We're gonna hop into the tuning for that. Hip fire accuracy, recoil steadiness, aim walking steadiness. We're gonna tune that for maximum aim down sight speed and maximum hip recoil control. That way you can really hip fire this bad boy. Like if you're within 5 meters, I highly recommend hip firing it. And then this attachment is super important, the X10 Razor Comp, horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control. When you hop into the tuning for it, make sure you tune your gun kick control all the way up and your recoil stabilization all the way up. And it's gonna make this gun an absolute beamer, even though you have no stock on it. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope you have a great rest of your day.
I think I changed brown, cause when the bitches hear this, they're gonna be like, wow. Smoking gas, living fast, wearing velvet. Looks like a 4-5 to the pelvis. Plenty money